And we live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Watch On Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, where I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not gonna happen in this video, but we'll live to fight another day. As you guys can see, I am doing this solo. Mrs. Best is busy at this moment. She's in the middle of some, life experiences that are, challenging to make it to lives and everything. So we're going to support her by subscribing to her channel as well, because she's always here with me in spirit, and she may be in the comments later. So we always going to lift her up and lift it on above. I see Jim Bunt, Dr. Jim. Oh, I almost messed up my girl title. Dr. Jim was in here earlier. Hey, I hope you make it back to me, love. And I want to go on record to say that I did do a live where I talked about Carlos the King and his response to Aikisha quitting on his live. And I must say, y'all came and showed out. I had over 350 views on that. And I know all 350 y'all are not subscribed to my channel. I can't understand why for the life of me. But you know what? Hey, if you like what you see, like the video. Because some of y'all was watching from beginning to end. And about 8% of y'all were not subscribed to my channel. And I can't understand why. But you know what? Hey, that's neither my fight nor my mission. I'm just here to do one job, and that is to give y'all my honest opinion, something that I probably would do on my everyday basis anyway. I'm just sharing it with the world and putting it on YouTube and making sure it's live so y'all can know what I feel about these shows that I recap. So, with that being said, please subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to me already, please also like the video, get my algorithm going so they can see me all across these YouTube platforms. So with that being said, we are here to talk about Belle Collective Season 5, even though on it says Season 4. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what season this is. So I'm going to go with the instinct of the episodes, and I'm going to say this is Season 5, Reunion Part 1. That's what I'm going to do, and if it's wrong, sorry Oprah, sorry Own, sorry Carlos. I only can do what I can do because it is confusing to say the least. So, but this is Belle Collective. So before I break down the entire episode, I am going to take a look at the fashions of them all because I want to see who was my favorite and least favorite. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all and we're going to go from there. So let me go ahead and share. And this is based on Carlos King's Instagram because unfortunately, I tried to put together something, but it just wasn't working all that well. So let me go ahead and pull this up here, share my screen. All right, and then boom, here we go. So y'all, let's take a look here. See, this is gonna be hard for me because I feel like I liked everyone's look. It was either I would say I either like the hair or I like the dress or I like the color of the dress. That's usually what it came down for me. So I'm gonna go based on my favorite look and then my least favorite look. I want to give it to Latrice. I do, y'all, because she's serving, but it's giving very Portia Williams. It's giving very Portia. I feel like Portia had on that same dress. It was just in black on one of those reunions. I feel like I've seen that dress. So I want to give it to Latrice. I really do as my favorite look. But I think I'm going to give it to Aikisha. Just because I do love her look. I love the color. I love the cut of the dress. I love the split. And I do love her hair. I think that Aikisha definitely came in and came and showed out. Now, my least favorite look, I'm going to give it to Tambra. Because I don't know what Tambra had on. I don't know the sword that she has coming off the top of her wig. I don't know what that's about. I feel like if this was just, maybe if the fabric was a little bit lighter, and if it was cut to the breast area, I might have liked Tambra dress a little bit because I love the color. I just don't like the design. I think the design does not fit her body. And she is a little bit petite. So I just feel like maybe, yeah, too much fabric. The train, I don't like it hanging off the left there. It's very, yeah, I don't like it. But I'm going to give my worst dress to Tambra. And my favorite is going to be Aikisha. I really want to give it to Latrice, y'all, but I can't because I just feel like with Latrice, I feel like that's inspired by Portia. Whoever that designer is that does Portia's dresses, I feel like that's who Latrice went to, which isn't a bad thing. Don't get me wrong; it's not a bad thing. But if you've already seen that style already, it's not helping anything. So let me go ahead and exit screen, and then we're going to. All right, let me see if y'all got some comments here. Let me see. Hey, Dr. Internet had me laughing when she said, and oh, trust me, that was my favorite. That's why she made it on the screensaver. Antoinette made it on my screensaver because she killed me with that one. I was not expecting that at all. And that was like the ultimate read of the night because she did it exactly the way Letitia did it. So I love Dr. Antoinette for that one. I hope she comes back full time. Even though I'm hearing that she lives in South Florida now. And South Florida, as I told you guys, it's a wonderful place for dentistry. It really is because they have it sold up out there. So that's a good place for her to be if that's really where she is. So we're gonna start. Hey there, brother. Merry almost New Year. I don't watch the show, just popping. Oh, you so sweet. Thank you, Shawnee. I appreciate you. Yes, I know a lot of people don't watch this show, but it's actually one of the shows that I enjoyed when it first came on, and then it turned into something kind of ridiculous. But I appreciate you here, though. I'm glad that you showed up. So directly, we're gonna start off the whole reunion with Carlos basically starting with the collective correction, or whatever they wanted to call that. And he asked particularly, Letitia, did he think it was genuine coming from Aikisha? Oh yeah, she loved. Oh yeah, Aikisha was eat that up, but I was like, yes, and it felt like I was glad to see somebody else on her side too with this because I feel like both Letitia and Latrice were full of shit. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But they asked her directly, do you think her intentions were pure? We're trying to get the collective together. And Letitia said that she doesn't feel like it was pure because it happened 7 months of not hearing from Aikisha or her not coming around or her not calling any of the girls. So it just kind of came out of left field. Now, this is probably the only thing I'm going to give Letitia this reunion. I agreed with Letitia to a certain extent because I feel like, yeah, if you're going to come directly to try to repair our friend group, I feel like it needs to come to a point where you're doing it out of the intention where you're keeping in contact with everyone, making sure everyone is well. So I do think directly, hang on one second, you guys. I do think directly that it's one of those situations where I don't agree with you doing it out of like some type of situation where it's months later. It's months later. Oh, look who's here, y'all. I'm so happy she's here. Yay. And I just started.
I had to find the link. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I just started. I just
Oh,
started. No, you're
hi
you.
everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm sorry to James. It's not a reflection of him that I'm late. My apologies.
Girl, we know you busy. I told them you busy. You got stuff to do. You got life changes happening right now. You got so don't worry about it. You here. Um, yes, I was actually going to get to that next. But I'm gonna ask Mrs. Best a question real quick. Do you think that Aikisha was genuine in her attempt to have the collective correction, or do you think she was using it as a storyline?
Um, I think it's a little bit of both. Aikisha
Mm,
gives me the type of woman who, based on what her husband does and his success, that she understands how she comes across, the perspective of others when looking at her. And the way that they have acted on this show, this collective having all these issues, is not a good look on Black women or Black people in business. So I feel like she's aware of that. But then at the same time, as they said, she ain't hit up none of these women unless they are
mhm,
filming outside of Miss Sophia Shante. So she probably did it so that she could have some relevancy on the show. Because without that, she's pretty normal and nothing's wrong with that. But yeah, she's probably a little bit full of poop and also wanting to make them look good. But I think it all is self-serving, if that makes sense.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. This banter then turns into a situation where Latrice calls out Aikisha, and Aikisha said, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you would sit up there because I guess Latrice's saving grace in this is that it brought her and Letitia together. And Akeisha said, I am so sorry that you let someone like this manipulate you because you were my favorite. And I can't believe that you would just allow her to do that. And I do agree with that. I agree with Akeisha for the simple fact that last reunion, if you guys don't remember, Letitia was over there looking like Mufasa trying to fight, you know, Latrice at that same reunion. So I understood it 100% where Akeisha was coming from with all of that. Oh, you're letting her manipulate because now
Why
she
she got to
believes
be looking like Mufasa?
that's what she.
Lions are beautiful, majestic creatures. Okay, that is not Letitia. No, no, no. Come on now, don't insult the lions.
Damn.
It's my favorite jungle cat.
I don't think she's ugly. I don't think
She's
Letitia.
not, but she's definitely not as majestic in the way that a lion would be. I'm tired of
Tries to
Letitia
be.
James.
I'm tired of her too. And this reunion proved to me how sick I am because she on here perpetrating. And so I just feel like for me, I don't like the fact that you can get on this stage. Here you are 5 seasons later, and you still in the same position sis that you were. It's like, come on, but we're gonna get into Letitia in a minute because she pissed me off at the last part of this one. So, you know, Carlos asked Aikisha the question of, pretty much Letitia and Latrice want her out of the collective, and did that hurt Aikisha's feelings? And she said, no, that didn't hurt my feelings at all. Because at the end of the day, we know in real life, today's time, Aikisha quit right on live. So we know, and furthermore, she really didn't need the show. I think Aikisha, to some extent, wanted to be on TV. And because she is from Jackson, this was the avenue for her to do so. Because what someone told me in my live when I covered that, her response to Carlos, that she was trying to get on Real Housewives of New Jersey. So she's trying to get on TV in any shape, way, or form. That's, it's obvious. But for what I'm gathering, this wasn't really the franchise for her because she's, as I said, everyone's not on her level as far as what she actually has. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Akeisha toned that shit down on this show. She really toned down her actual business plan and resume. If you really compare it to everyone else's, as I told y'all, the only people I feel like are really on her level is Latrice and maybe Gucci. So I feel like, yeah, she toned it down. She really did. But moving on from there, is there anything else you want to add for Akeisha before we move on? Mrs. Bessie said that must be that app. Why
You
she
said
just
what? My phone cut out because I got no Wi-Fi, y'all. I'm so sorry. What'd you say?
oh, I said, is there anything else you wanted to add before we move on?
No, I agreed with everything you said. I will say to Aikisha, I do appreciate you showing your natural self and your authentic self when you're in scenes without these women. So that's about
Hmm.
it.
She did do that, y'all. Y'all can't take that away from her. I need to get something else from you too. I need you to tell me or tell the YouTube world your favorite look, best and worst.
Why you gonna do that after our text? You know you messy, James.
I gotta spice up the show. I gotta spice it up.
um, After watching it, I think I'm gonna give my best dress to Aikisha. I'm
Mm.
surprised, but I'm gonna give her best dress. She looked beautiful from head to toe, and everything matched. My worst dressed is I'm stuck between Tambra, Marie, and Letitia. Letitia more so, I just think she needs to dress with clothes that fit her weight. She is a plus size woman. She needs to stop trying to fit in the size twos, threes, fours, and fives. And she needs to fire her makeup start artist and whoever does her hair.
I just want to
But
know who told Letitia to wear a choker with that dress.
I don't think, yeah. If you're not the thinnest girl, you shouldn't put on a choker with a dress that already makes you look choked.
Because it just looked like when she was sitting down, she couldn't move her head left or right.
She
It was just
was
kind of like,
fuller than a
yeah.
pregnant tick. That's how she looked, fuller than a pregnant tick.
Mhm.
I can't with Letitia, but it wasn't the worst dress. That just didn't fit her body. I think for worst dressed, I'm gonna go with. Yeah. I'm gonna say Marie. It's the same all the time. Same hair, same makeup, same
Mm.
everything. And I'm kind of tired of seeing her in the same things. And
See,
also that little hook on the dress, I didn't understand why and what that was for.
I think because when she sat down, sitting down, this dress didn't do her no favors. But standing up, it looks better. That's why I didn't give my worst dress to Marie because I was going to. I was going to say that like side piece because it was the same reason why I gave Tambra worst dress and I gave my best dress to Akeisha only because I was going to give it to Latrice. I was going to give it to Latrice, but I feel like Latrice has Portia's dress on from one of those reunions. It's just in champagne. I feel like that's
They all
Portia.
kind of look like young girls going to prom.
I would not let my child go to prom looking like with Latrice's dress on. There's no way in hell.
Oh, you'd
And
be
I feel
surprised what parents let their kids wear to prom.
y'all parents don't let y'all children go out there looking like. I mean, I'm not saying Latrice is a bad influence and she's beautiful, but that dress for a teenager, that is an absolute hell no. Don't you guys ever do that in y'all life. But no, I feel like I do want to give it to Latrice, but I'm sorry, I've seen that dress before, and it's nothing that wowed me because when Portia had it on, we were all wowed by it. But with Latrice having it on, because we already seen it. And the reason why I gave my worst dress to Tambra, that's too much fabric on her itty bitty little body. That's too much fabric. I don't understand the sword sticking out. Tambra insists on wearing 50 pounds of hair. And I just feel like, and then the train is weird too on that dress. I just feel like if she just would tone the dress down a little bit, maybe cut off the sword, and if it was like a silhouette dress, maybe it would be better. But no, Tambra gets worst dress for me. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
Yeah, it
Use
looked
your
like she was wearing like when you were for little girls out there when we was a little girl playing dress up with your mama's clothes or when you moved and playing dress up in the curtains or something. That's how Tambra looked, and her hair was Tambra's needs to wear less makeup and less big hair because it's taking away from her natural beauty, and she's too small for that big dress.
yeah. I get to some of the comments. Yeah, we all kind of agree that that's what Letitia. We know Letitia a snake, so Love and Gemini's. Okay, I read all those. Okay, so moving on. We move on to Marie's segment. Marie's segment, basically, we were talking about her cousins coming on the show, which was a horrible look for the cousins, Marie. But basically, Marie says that she didn't understand, nor did she know that her cousins felt this kind of way because she does contribute to them. Sorry, I just froze for a second. Hopefully, y'all still can hear me. But she basically didn't know in certain words that her cousins felt the way about her success and everything like that. I don't agree. I feel like they give subtle hints because families do this. Family gives subtle hints. Oh, you Hollywood now. Oh, you think you good? Look at them shoes. You think you stunned. Family gives subtle hints a lot of the times, and I felt like their cousins, and maybe she just it went over her head because she thought that they were just joning or they weren't being serious. But I usually take those as serious things because why are you reaching? Why does it have to be like That's what I'm paraphrasing. But I just feel like why it doesn't need to be this subtle. Like my success means that I look down on everyone, or I look like I'm better than everyone. I don't like that. I hate that with family dynamics. That's why when cousins came on, it was a horrible look. The next thing I want to talk about is she was saying, about her home and how the police have not did their just do it the investigation. It's still going on. They have they have no ties, they have no leads, no, suspects in question, nothing. So they're just still investigating it. And I'm like, that's the justice system. They're not going to investigate. All they had to do is remove a bullet fragment from the home and try to find a match. That's all they got to do. I mean,
But it's also Mississippi, where in the Bible South, if they feel like this is a crime against somebody who's not affiliated with people who commit crimes, then they'll investigate it. If they feel like this is a crime that involves people who probably have their mail going to her address, who have been
mm,
involved in other crimes, they may not look into it. Or it could also be absolute bullshit. I don't believe that her house was shot up. I don't care how nobody feels about it. Marie lied too much and was too inconsistent with her story. First, it was somebody tried to kill you. Then it was a drive-by outside your house. Then you claim to live in a better area. Which one is it, Marie? So I feel like that shooting probably has something to do with one of her kids. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm not saying the kids are a bad person. But if her kids is with the shit and in the streets, they may not have the belief that they need to go to the police. There's too many open holes in Marie's story. I don't care to see Marie's family. It's always going to be drama and embarrassment from me to her. So I don't need to see it.
I just feel like for me, y'all, and I said this on my channel, I said that when this came about, when her story first came about, I instantly thought of the son's mother of one of his children who was, unalive and got shot in her car. I immediately thought of that. And I don't know, and I think that it is a little unfair to think like that it could be connected, but it's so crazy to me now. The previous season before, that situation happens, and then now someone comes to your home and this situation would happen. It's just weird that those two things happen
Her
within a
kids
certain
don't
time.
even look traumatized. Her kids look fine. And she talked about the little baby, her youngest. Her room was shot up. That little girl was like, I just want to come back home. Them kids do not even look traumatized or afraid in any way. So Marie can go on with the BS. The part that annoys me about Marie is she has so much going for herself. She chooses to show the most ignorant and negative parts of her life when she could show
Mm.
all the good that she's doing. And I'm tired.
Yeah, because she didn't have to show those cousins. I felt like that was just, to me, I feel like she knew what she was doing by doing that, because you knew they weren't the like most, proper of people. And that drama that they cut off with the cousin Nettie, and then all of a sudden with the situation, Nettie wanting to now show up and stuff. It's kind of like, Marie, I feel like you did that for a storyline because you knew this would stick, because we all got cousins like them. So I think that that's what you did. And you're trying to play, I think she's trying to play it off like, oh, I didn't know they felt this way about me. I feel like she knew. That's what I say. It's hard for me to believe that she did not know that they felt this way about her, if or even if an inkling of
No, she did not care, and I feel like part of her having them on the show was a way to like shut them up because she does know how they feel about her. Listen, I got a cousin right now, my closest cousin. He went to jail for like a year, came back, went to jail some more, and he mad at me because I wouldn't put money on his books or fly to another state to visit him in jail. That's just what family do. They be mad at you about stuff that nobody else on the planet would be mad at you about. Marie, please move on. And don't bring them cousins on that show looking the way they look no more.
Yeah, that was bad. That was terrible. I felt bad for them cousins. Guys, the social media finna eat them up. But we already know memes is about to be created. Like, y'all do the most on these social media streets. The last thing we're gonna talk about is plastic surgery, and the whole situation of whether or not Marie has had a BBL or not. Marie is insisting that she has not had a BBL, and Carlos kind of goes around the room and asks all the ladies that they had. The only person that really confessed to it was a part of Selena, but she said that the stomach area, well, that wasn't really plastic surgery; it was liposuction, same thing. Latrice admitted to her breasts. Letitia, however, admitted to liposuction, a BBL, and fat transfer. And I said, "Oh,
I'm guessing she had the lipo and BBL separately from each other because it's looking like they transferred the fat from her ass into her stomach, but I could be wrong. I don't know in what order she did this in, but let me just say to women, as a woman who has PCOS, which is something that Letitia claims to have, the worst thing you could do for your body is plastic surgery. That is a hormonal imbalance. She needs to go see an endocrinologist. She needs to take some supplements and she needs to actually exercise and stop putting motherfucking corn into a goddamn cast iron skillet with oil. I am still upset about that. I will never let it go. I will never let it go. Exercise and good eats. She is not an advocate for plastic surgery. She makes me never want to get plastic surgery if that is the result. I
mm,
can't. I can't. My husband's like, damn, it's the truth. I'm gonna show him a picture. He gonna get it.
yes." And the next thing, Carlos pretty much asked, a question about, does they're all successful in their own rights, and Gucci chuckles to herself, and he was like, "Well, who's not successful?" And I said, "The one sitting next to her." But that was a dig towards Selena. So then we move on to their segment of Selena joining the cast and everything, and where they pretty much stand with that. I didn't like this segment because I feel like we were skating around issues. So I'm not going to go over everything. I feel like they're not saying what the core issue is. All I heard is that in the beginning, Selena never badmouthed them, and she actually recommended them to the show through Latrice. Gucci doesn't believe that. She says, "I don't believe it," and we know Latrice sometimes lies. And I'm like, yeah, kind of true. And they talk about Gucci's daughter D and her mental health and everything, and how Gucci says she didn't know that D was really going through this because she said her kids were grown, so she felt like they really didn't need her, so she could put the focus on JJ and everything. And I believe that. I believe she did it to a detriment where she probably wasn't checking on her kids. She probably wasn't calling them, see if they were okay. She probably wasn't doing any of that because she's focused on men. And a lot of women do this. A lot of women who remarried late in life put all that focus because you always been told your whole life you have to focus on your man, make sure he eat, make sure the house clean, make sure he has everything he needs, and you forget about you. A lot of women do this, and I don't understand why that testament is still so prevalent today, because I feel like men will be fine. Like, we ain't got nothing to eat. Okay, well, what you gonna cook? Like, you kind of have to throw that back on them. And I think a lot of women are scared to do that. So I understood where Gucci was coming from in that instance, but then I felt like at the same time, though, nothing should be worth your kids, especially no man. Nothing should be worth the well-being of your children, especially if they're not his kids. So I kind of felt like she dropped the ball on that realistically, and my prayers are for D. I hope D really does, fight past this because I understand what D is going through personally. So, I'm just hoping that the best for her. How'd you feel about that segment of, Gucci explaining that to us?
Um, I actually don't want to put something that some women do this, but I don't think, I think a lot of women will put their kids first. I don't think that they will just choose the man. Um, there are women who do that, but So Gucci is a different, I think So Gucci's a terrible mother. I can't seem to find another way to put it. Um, I'm 32 years old, and my dad will call on me and check on me. I'm 32 years old, even though I don't have the best relationship with my mom. If I'm having a mental health crisis, and if I wanted to talk to her, she does reach out and make an effort. Both of my parents are remarried. Both of them got remarried while their children were adults. So I don't think that's an excuse to just focus on your man. If your kids are adults, then you should at least be available when they do call you, which is less often than they would if they are younger. D has said for seasons and seasons that Gucci ignores her. So it's like if you're putting all your attention into JJ Gucci, then you would think that JJ's relationship with his girls would be better. You would think that that would be happening because that's who's important to him. Instead, Gucci has gone and brought the tumultuous energy that she has with her own kids and put that onto um, to JJ and his kids. Thank you, O Street. Women are not like Gucci. They really aren't. Like, it does happen. There's a handful of them, but most women will choose their kids over a man if it
Let
comes
me let
down
me
to it.
kind of put inference. I didn't say most. I said women who married later in life,
You
who've
said a lot of
never
these
been
women
married.
win later in
Yeah,
life, but
yeah.
either way, I do agree with the statement. Gucci is desperate. Uh, I've looked her up recently to see all this stuff. Top real estate attorney. They have list of the top real estate people working in each state and down to the city. She's nowhere listed. So I feel like a lot of her success
Oh, I
is due
looked that
to,
up. Yeah, I looked at it when she was trying to find
yeah, she's Gucci is
a
just full
condo.
of crap. There's no excuse for her to treat her daughter that way. And she's going and she's putting so much energy into hating on Selena and not helping her husband to be closer to his daughters. So she should have more energy for her daughter. It seems she only acknowledges her child on camera when it suits her. And I don't like that. I also kind of feel like she played with the topic of suicide because be there for your child off camera. Who are you to tell us what your child did? Who are you to tell us your child tried to unalive herself? That's something that should be for her to share, not Gucci. So I'm just sick of
Mhm.
Gucci. I'm
I also
disgusted with
find
her, and I don't think she can come back from this. And I think that's probably why she left the show.
I also find it very sad that JJ did that scene with the ex from his barbershop. I thought that was very insensitive. Especially knowing that she has a son. Because remember, Gucci kept that from us. She only made it seem like she had D. So the fact that we now have a son out of nowhere, why hasn't JJ? Because JJ has said it out his own mouth. There's no boys in the family; it's all girls. But you have a stepson who you could be bonding with. That's why this would maybe not see for JJ at all, especially because when you look at that scene where they're bowling and how emotional that son got, it was kind of like, okay, so did JJ bond with your son because he's been saying he's wanted, like he doesn't have any boys. That was why he was so excited about which one has the babies. Is it Star or is it Sky? I don't know. So I don't know. Whatever twin has the babies, he was so excited about that boy. But you have a whole stepson. Crazy. And the thing about the stepson is that he has kids. So it's like, oh, yeah, it missed me with that. That is crazy. Thank you, no street Star. Gotcha. Okay. I knew it was one of them triplets. Because he wasn't the reason he had a breakdown because of her. Her ex treated her in the tumultuous breakup. There's no need for JJ to do a scene with him. I thought it was so wrong. It was wrong. I agree with that. It was wrong.
JJ is a vile human, and I think that him and Soguchi are together because birds of a feather flock together. Selena
Mhm.
has never spoken bad about him, not on Bring It, not to the public, not to the press. Selena ain't said nothing bad about Gucci and them. Meanwhile, season after season, Gucci is talking negatively about JJ's ex. Uh, it just all goes to prove they are about what looks good, not about doing what's actually good for their family. Because why did you have that boy in that seat with you, knowing that that's part of why the daughter is hurting? It's these people are gross. I think this was the reunion of exposing JJ and Gucci, and I'm excited to see
Mhm.
when Gucci and JJ don't they bring the husbands out for the reunion at some point? I'm very excited to see what the hell JJ says or if he shows up.
Did you guys hear that Selena did an Instagram live that said that JJ wasn't abuser and cheater? That he wasn't, or that he was? Because according to Selena, which we're about to move into in just a second, she said that he was a manipulator, and that he was a cheater. Now, I'm a select the cheating to be excused from this because Selena cheated too. So I'm
Looking
just
at that man, I cannot blame her for cheating. That's one of them relationships when you get with that boy when you're younger, and then you come into yourself as a woman, and you say to yourself, the hell was I thinking? This man wearing plaits in his hair, and I'm sitting up here being faithful? Absolutely not. He never grew into his gap, and I think she had to start cheating because of that. And that's okay, Selena. That's okay. Don't laugh, babe. That is totally okay.
he laughing, I'm laughing, we all laughing at you because I can't believe you just said that. Okay, but I
I'm
can't believe it.
serious.
She's my best friend of almost 20 years. I can't believe that. But anyways, moving on from there, so, we got Selena on the show. She said she wasn't ready to do the show for initially because she was dealing with her son's passing and she wasn't ready, which I can, agree to that. And it was Gucci really throwing the slug at that. And I felt like if you knew that lady was dealing with that, that was wrong of you to do Gucci. Like I didn't like I'm gonna say this, Gucci was coming for Selena this part of the reunion. She ate her up. She really did. And because she was talking about how her shoes cost more than her house, and I forgot about Selena and the day beds in the living room. I forgot about all that, y'all. Sorry, I didn't watch Bring It, so I did not know.
Gucci, what house did you have before you married JJ? What did you have before you got with JJ? That's all I want to know.
I don't know how Selena's son passed. I really don't. I didn't know she had one. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know she had one. She was on another TV show or a special or something, and that's how I learned. Because remember, y'all, in my previous recaps last season, Selena looks different to me every time I look at her. She looks so different. Hair really does make her look different. Whatever wig she got on that day, she does not look the same day to day. She just
She
does not.
did talk about her son on Bring It because I remember she got into an argument with Brittany, who was one of the other moms or aunt slash moms on Bring It,
Mhm.
and she did speak about her son back then. So I'm assuming she just doesn't speak about it often because it's probably a painful topic for her. But she has spoken about him. That's a good. But Gucci eating coming at Selena for no reason when you don't really have a beef with her, it's not gonna age well. Gucci just ain't been beat up by the right person. That's just my thought.
Yeah. So Gucci says that she, I mean, not Gucci, Selena says she doesn't speak, she's never spoken an ill will towards JJ or Gucci up until recently with the girls because of everything that has happened with the lawsuit and everything. And I could believe that. She looks like the type that would protect JJ regardless of what he would do. So I believe that. They talk about her new man and what he does. Apparently, he owns a 24/7 roadside assistance service, which actually is a good business to get into, especially because people are starting to find roadside assistance wherever. I'm wondering if he does repossessions as well. She didn't get into all of that, so you never know. Also, Gucci was also alleging that he was selling drugs and thugs and stuff like that. I hate that she did that because
Gucci, what your first baby daddy do? Right. While you want to talk about everybody else's new man, at least Selena's man is here and present. And you swore this woman was jealous and wanted your man. But now that she got her man present, it shows that she don't want your man in his plats. Now suddenly the man got to be a drug dealer.
yeah, because that show was a huge upgrade. Let me tell you, as
But
far as
where
the
is your
aesthetic.
baby daddy? Because D and the boy, the son that you didn't want us to know about, they are crying, saying that they mama not around. Maybe because their daddy ain't around. So where is he? What did he do for a living? Gucci need to stop because Gucci looked like the type of chick that couldn't pull nobody other than D-boys at one time in her life. Nothing's wrong with that. You are not responsible for what your partner chooses to do. But don't
Right.
try to down another black man just because you're mad at your current husband's ex-wife. Shouldn't you be happy that the ex-wife has moved on? Most women would be
Right.
happy about that, but instead you choose to cause a beef, which lets me know she jealous of Selena, probably because of looks and all these other things that we could never understand. But I'm like, don't come at the man. He ain't got nothing to do with it.
I feel like there was a lot of, and this is where I feel like Tambra spoke up and the Tree spoke up because they both said that she has never said a bad thing about them to any of them. And Tambra said, I can remember having events and you two would sit right next to each other. So we had no idea that there was this animosity. And Carlos brings up the point, well, do you think that it's JJ that doesn't want you guys to be close or have a relationship? Because maybe there might be conversations that could lead to comparing certain things. And I do feel like it's some of that. I do. But then also, I kind of feel like if I've moved on and our kids are grown or whatever, I don't feel like there needs to be much. I'm gonna say much of a relationship. Now we could be cordial. Like if I want to, now that there's grandkids involved, we could definitely have family events together and we could be cordial. I do agree with that, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Selena is a liar, though. She definitely had a BBL or two.
She is a whole different person in face and body, with the exception of her titties. She's got a great rack. Everything else on her has changed. She do not
I
look
know,
the
told y'all,
same.
she looks like a different woman to me. Every time I look at her, depending on what hair she got on that day, I don't recognize her. I don't know that is like I didn't know her anyway, but from what I'm seeing, based on the fight that she had and other appearances that she's made on the show, she has looked different to me every single time. And maybe she's just one of those people that just looks different depending on the hair color and she has to change up her look. It works for her. Like if she ever wanted to be incognito, she does not look the same from day to day. She just doesn't to me. But moving on from there, yeah, Tambra made the point that they had an issue, and and Gucci was all like, well, she's gonna follow her husband's suit. If he doesn't want her to have a relationship, she's not gonna have one with her. And I feel like a part of me is saying we need to hear from JJ at this point. We need to know why you feel the need to separate your ex-wife and your current wife, even though your children are not getting the attention they need from you because they have to make the effort to call you. I feel like that's crass. I feel like that's insane. They should not be making that much of an effort. You should be calling them and checking on them on the regular. That should definitely be happening. And then also because of this fight between, Gucci and Celine, that doesn't help either. So from what we understand of that, Sky and Star pretty much are reaching out to him and checking on him and also making the effort. Sanjay's just over it. She said she ain't got nothing to do with it. She ain't gonna talk to him and none of that. And I'm just
They
like,
said only one of the twins was willing to try with him, and they said one of the twins, I believe Sky, is not trying, and Sanjay is over it. Because Sanjay been having problems with JJ since, if you go back to Bring It, because there was scenes on Bring It with her crying when he finally did start coming around into her events and stuff, wishing that he would come more. JJ is
Mm.
not the man that he tried to show everybody that he is. I'm not saying he's a bad father, but I think that him and Soguchi are in each other's ear, and that's not okay. Nobody should keep you away from your family.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Moving on from there, we have a surprise visitor, everybody, and y'all know she is my favorite Belle out of all the Belle collectives. Dr. Antoinette walks herself up on that stage and was just a cheesing and just smiling and all this, and I was like, "Yes, Dr. Antoinette." I thought her dress could be one size smaller. I did. It wasn't the best dress that she could have picked out, but she looked nice. She's very. One thing about her, she's very beautiful. I have to give that to Dr. Antoinette. She is a very beautiful girl, so it's not going to take much. And I'm glad that. I mean, just wait, really? Dr. Antoinette's ex-husband? They blurred him on the show, so I don't remember. Oh, now I want to Google a picture now. Damn. Okay, let's get back into the show. Sorry, y'all. Don't be putting stuff in there because now I want to see. But she gets on the stage and you know they made it. Google it real quick. Don't tell me that. Oh shit! I'm telling you. Don't be telling me that. Let me see. What's his name? Dr. Antoinette Lyles. Because even that contractor she had was fine. I remember. Let me see. Husband. Let me see. China. I can't find no pictures of him. I can't find it. Oh, ex-husband. I put current husband. Whoops, ex-husband. Let me see real quick. I need to see. I still don't see him. Even if I Google ex-husband, all I'm seeing is this man. Hold on, let me share my screen. All I'm seeing is this one right here. I don't. Let me read. It's on Instagram. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know who this man is right here. Let me show y'all right quick. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Why does my computer want to act like this right when I'm? I don't know who this man is on the right of her, but yes, him right there. Yes, yes. I don't know who that. If that's the ex-husband, she a fool. Because I don't know if I could immediately leave. That yes, that's attractive. I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him.
Might have to do something
I
illegal.
can I can't stop looking. Okay, let me move on.
I
So
do it all the time.
I'm gonna Google him later. Oh shit, I'm gonna Google him later. But
Let's
so
see.
we get
Hold on.
Antoinette on the stage, and Antoinette
Okay.
basically
Park on
calls
the
out
street. There was
Letitia.
parking right on the street in the front where
Oh,
we parked when we
bring it
first.
out on mute. So okay, yeah, send it to me. Put it in the chat, and I'll copy the link. But so Antoinette basically, Carlos wants her to put an end to this. She was flirting with Glenn. Do I believe Dr. Antoinette was flirting with Glenn? No, I don't. Bitmo believe that more than anything else in life. Letitia, don't
Glenn is
nobody
not cute. He's not cute.
like. I don't believe that. Like, I think she was reaching. I do. I feel like she was reaching. I feel like she was trying to have a moment at this lady's expense, and it did not work out at all. Um, Another thing I wanted to say is that Antoinette ate her up. When I tell you Antoinette saying like Antoinette say you over here, you're manipulating, like you're the problem with the collective. You over here having these brunches all on GoFundMe's, which I 100% believe. I'm sorry. This is, I never had no GoFundMe. And when Dr. Antoinette said you still trying to figure out what you want to be when you grow up, in the practice, y'all, I fell on the floor. I said, damn, that hurt eating up the enterprise. And all Letitia could say is, girl, you need a check. You sitting on the couch, Antoinette, you need a check. Your practice ain't even open.
To
And I'm just so
tell a doctor, a licensed doctor, that she needs a check when one of this doctor's shifts probably makes more than Letitia Pearson Enterprises makes in a month. When Letitia's brunches don't really make her no money, because you got to think about profit and loss, what she has to spend to do these brunches and what she makes for these tickets. I guarantee you Letitia ain't making no money. If she was, she wouldn't have to cook corn in a cast iron skillet. So do not come for the good doctor. Don't do it.
I just felt like that was just a crass, just because y'all understand something about dental practices. They are huge in success and profits when you sell them. Like, I know a dentist today who just opens practices and sells them to other dentists who are ready to go out there and have a private practice. It is a huge profit. Like, I know some, like, for, I'm not trying to tell because I don't know if that's hip or not, but I'm not gonna say his name. Sold a practice, just one practice, for literally $200,000, and that was robbery when I pulled up what you can actually sell a dental practice. So let's just say her selling her practice, she still has her license. She could still go out and work at anybody's dental office if she wanted to, for either extra money or just because she can. That is not the same for saying someone has an enterprise that cannot explain what her enterprise is on national TV. So Letitia, that wasn't a read, baby. Just wasn't a read. That didn't do anything. She doesn't. And honestly, and if I'm being real, I feel like Carlos asked her to come back. I do. I feel like he asked her to do a couple things because he's been trying to get her back since season one.
He
So let's
has.
not do that. Let's not do that. Let's
The
not do that.
thing too, Letitia, this woman is handling stuff also on her own. You sitting up here crying in the earlier parts of this season because your husband, and I'm using air quotes, quit his job to start a career, and you crying about health insurance. So before you come for the next chick, make sure that you can afford to keep your own health insurance or pay for your mammogram while you're in transition waiting for a new insurance to come through or whatever the hell. Because you proving by crying over that you are the one who needs to be read by your own reading. So Letitia should not be on this show. She declasses the show. I will keep saying that.
I was just flabbergasted how she was trying. She thought that was a slug to Dr. Antoinette, who don't even live in Jackson anymore, from what the blogs are saying. So it's like you were trying to throw shade at her, but at the end of the day, just because she's not, her dental practice ain't where it is, does not mean she's not a doctor anymore. That's not mean she's broke. 'Cause I don't believe she needs a check. I really don't. I don't believe any dentist will come on reality TV, even Married to Medicine. I don't believe Dr. Heavily needs the check. I really don't. I feel like her practice is highly successful. So it's like they're on reality because they want to be. And that's what I said. I feel like Carlos asked her to do a couple of things and she agreed to it because, you know, I feel like they've known each other probably in their Detroit days. I do, because they're both from Detroit. I feel like they've known each other since then. I feel like, or he knew of her. And I feel like that's, what it is. I do, because that's how Carlos moves. Carlos moves like that, where he'll know somebody out of nowhere and then kind of make sure and relate to them and then make sure they're on TV for some expense. I do. I feel like he does that. But different shows for different folks. But I just felt like that wasn't a real Letitia. You tried. All you can say is, "Girl, you need a check." All you do is you sitting on the couch. If that's all you have, then that wasn't enough read for me. You failed, Letitia. Sorry, Dr. Antoinette for the win. I hope she comes back next season. Let me see. Um, anything? I want to see Dr. Antoinette's husband so bad. Where is the Yeah, I'm trying. I really want to see because now I'm curious. But let me see. Did we get any more? But yeah, that was pretty much the reunion first part. Yeah, it was okay. That's all I'm gonna say. It was okay. I hope next week, because it's only a two-parter. Thank God, because I don't know if I can sit through three parts of this. I don't know how I'm gonna do it for Love and Marriage Huntsville. I really don't know how I'm going to do it for Love and Marriage Huntsville because I can barely sit through one part of this because they weren't. I put the link. Where did you put it? Where is it? I guess it can't go through. Oh, darn it. I was going to say DM me or something. Darn it. Okay. No worries. Next week, it's on Lipstick Alley if that helps. Yeah, well, I'll do next week. Since Dr. Antoinette got cut off on the cliffhanger, I'll look him up. I'll find him. Trust me. So next week when we go live, that's what we'll open up with. We'll open up with her actual husband, and we'll put like a good 5 minutes on why we think that this did. I mean, we know why it didn't work, but according to her. But I just want to see what we think of him. So next week, Amo Street, we'll definitely do that next week. You guys, so that's it. Love and Marriage Huntsville will be up sometime today, y'all. I got to rewatch the episode because I'm agreeing with Martell with something, and I don't think I should be agreeing with him on anything. So I have to rewatch it just to make sure. Oh, okay. There we go. Now the hell do I got you. Hold on. Real quick, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I should be. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. /. Okay, hold on, real quick, y'all. So she didn't. We didn't came through. We didn't came through. We didn't came through. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Oh, that did not help. Okay. No worries. I'm gonna find it. Don't worry about it. I got you. No, you're okay. I got you. I'm next week because I got to get off of here. But next week, I got you. We're gonna pull up his picture and we're gonna pull up and see what happens. Okay, I got you. But thank you guys once again. Like, comment, and subscribe. Especially y'all that be watching me. I'm telling y'all, my last video when I did my updates video, that got the views. Y'all got to subscribe. I mean, come on. Especially if y'all watch me. Y'all gotta subscribe. But that's it, you guys. I'm gonna head out. Thank you, Mrs. Best, for being here. And we'll see you guys on the next recap. Bye bye for now.